Hi, it's Monday, and it's time for my mental health vlog because for the first time in 183 weeks, I forgot to do my vlog yesterday. It was about 10:30 at night when I got in bed and I was snuggled and I was looking at my phone, and then I realized, oh crap, I didn't do my vlog. And my boyfriend was like, well, just get up and go do it. And I'm like, I am in bed, I am snuggled, I am naked, I am not getting up to do my vlog. So I'm doing it this morning. So let's talk about last week. I was very disheartened by some of the things happening to women's reproductive freedoms. And I won't go too much into this because it is relatively political, and I know that that pisses some people off, but I will say that my mother made a comment that she is very, very grateful, and I should be very, very grateful that my son's birth mother decided not to have an abortion. And she's right. I am so happy that she made the choice that benefited me. But had she made another choice, I would not have known any different. And honestly, my ex and I probably would have continued on with the adoption process, and we would have still been matched and had another child, and my life would be very, very different. And that's how things happen. Okay. And my response to her was, I'm glad she had the choice to make the right decision for me. So selfish moment, yes, but she had the choice to make that decision. And there are things happening right now that are taking those choices away from women. And my mother and I agreed that we will never change our mind on where we stand for that. So all I will say is I do feel like women's reproductive rights are being attacked. I believe that it is a strategic play to help poor and marginalized women stay poor and marginalized and uneducated. And that is incredibly manipulative on the side that is controlling those decisions. And women, I will stand with you. I will march with you. I will fight with you. I do stand with you. And trans men who can still reproduce, I stand with you as well. So that's all I'll say on that. Sunday, after I did my vlog, last Sunday, when I had the bunny ears on, went to Bunnies on the Bayou, which is a big, huge gay event in Houston. And I had never been able to go before. And the scheduling worked out where we were able to go. And holy crap, it was so packed. It was the biggest event I've been in since pre-COVID. But it was so awesome to see such the gambit of the gay community. Now, lesbians were not well represented, but evidently they have their own event on Easter, which is cool, awesome. But there were a few that were there. I saw way more boobies than I wanted to, but I was thrilled that they were there and they were having the time of their lives. But there were everything from the octogenarians down to, the baby gays, and everything between, every subculture between. There were bears, there were twinks, there were pups, there were, most of you who have no idea about the gay community are thinking that I'm just talking about a zoo. There really is a whole gay zoology type thing. Go look it up. But it was just so awesome to see everybody there. And you pay for the ticket to the event, and then the alcohol is free. And it's not the top shelf alcohol. But when they're pouring them and they're 80% alcohol and 10% mixer and 10% ice, ooh, the afternoon gets a little blurry towards the end. I'm reminded of like St. Patrick's Day in Savannah, towards like the end of the parade and the after party, where people are just falling up and down stairs. Kind of that same type of thing. But a good time was had, and I got to, my boyfriend and I wore some of my merchandise, which was awesome because we got to promote the brand. Hopefully, so that we get, because the best promotion that you can do is having your product out there in those big events and having people comment on it and getting the business cards and going to the website and seeing what you have, because that's been slow for me. I know my product is awesome. I love my product. I know that there's, it's a niche market, and I know that that's harder to get started in. But I'm loving it. So I do need to focus a little bit more on marketing, and my boyfriend's gonna help me with that because his store is doing really well with regards to traffic. His is more universally acceptable. We call it sophisticatedly sleazy. but it's more text-based, so it's more, a little bit more friendly for public. Mine is more something that you wear to a very specific event, or unless you just don't give an F, which is fine too, because I don't give an F unless I'm, around children, and I tend to give a few more Fs. So that was Sunday. Work has been good. I had therapy on Wednesday with my therapist, and I love her. I love her so much. I love spending time with her, and we've decided to go from 3 weeks to a month because of where I am and how good I am right now, and how my life is so great because I have confidence that's not feigned. I have happiness that's not feigned. And I'm just in a really good place. And as I said a couple weeks ago, the work pays off. So if you've ever questioned if a good mental health program is beneficial, please take it from me. It really is. So this weekend was a lot of fun. Wednesday at work we had 3 different releases going on for all 3 of the products that I work on. So that was a little bit chaotic getting ready for that. And then that was the 4th week in a row I'd missed a meeting because we had, something for work, or we had a scheduling conflict personal. Then I had release at work. Then I had tickets to a show. Then I had release at work. And I have another release at work this week. And I was supposed to be in Jersey this week, so I'd already reserved it that I was missing another meeting in a row. But when Jersey got canceled, I'm like, I can do the 12th or I can do the 19th. I don't want to do both. I don't want to miss 2 meetings back to back because of work when I've already missed so many anyway. So she said, that's fine. The 12th is busier. Let's do that. 19th we'll cover. And the 19th is actually a big one for me because it's a project that I've actually been working on for about 2 years. That's flipping live on Wednesday night. It's currently scheduled to flip live on Wednesday night, knock on wood. But we've done all the legwork and all the hard testing and stuff in a dark version of our live environment. So flipping it live is just literally flipping a switch, and there's not anything that we need to test or validate at that point. All the questions will come the days after when users are noticing changes and not reading their emails, because that happens. But I'm very excited. It's a very high profile project on a very high profile application. So, woo! I'm excited. Let's see. This weekend was a lot of fun. We had my son for both Friday and Saturday night, as we do on the 2nd and 4th weekend. And Friday night, my friends, I've got a couple of friends from my group, and one of them has 3 boys. But the oldest one is my son's age. And we had a game night with them a couple weeks ago, and they loved hanging out with each other. So we arranged it so Friday night, the boys came over, we had my son, they had pizza, they disappeared to my son's room and played games for, hours. And, which, it's a lot of fun to hear my son playing, because I don't get to experience a lot of that. I don't get to experience him hanging out with his friends. I know he has friends, in Katie, and I know he hangs out with them during the week, but I don't get to see that. So to see him having fun and laughing and, arguing and all that kind of fun stuff you do with friends, here it's great. And then, Saturday, a couple weeks ago, Grandma and Grandpa had asked if, they could have, their grandson for a sleepover one night, just not because they needed to babysit, just to have. So, okay, not a problem. I had forgot that was this past weekend. So, Saturday we took him over there. We packed his bathing suit because, Grandpa said the pool is 80. My son got his bathing suit on and realized that 80 is not as warm as it sounds. So they heated up the hot tub, but he got to play in the hot tub a little bit. And then we had an early dinner, and because they were going to watch him, we had some friend of ours that were having a game night, so we decided to just go to the game night, which we normally would not have been able to do when we have my son, but we had the free time, why not? And game night was so much fun. There were like 9 of us, and it was complete chaos, but oh my God, it was so much fun. And I realized, like, everyone there I knew because of group. And just how awesome the people from my group have been to my life. What a major positive impact. And they're all so different, but they're all so wonderful. And they make up this very weird, very gay tapestry of friends in my life, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, I still connect with my old friends from, old Jordan, because I still love them very much, because they're the ones that have stood with me, and have watched me grow and been there and supported me and loved me through all of it. Those people aren't going anywhere. I love them very much, but my new friends that I've made through group over the past several years have definitely helped the magnanimous changes that I've had in my life. So I love them. And so it was a little sad, because I did lose some time with my son this weekend, because I kind of lost him on Friday evening to the boys, and I lost him on Saturday evening to Grandma and Grandpa. But I will tell you, I don't mind sharing my time with him when I see that he's making such awesome memories and he's having so much fun. I don't mind, because I get to see it, or I get the benefits of it, especially when it comes to Grandma and Grandpa. And I will tell you why. I love that my son has Grandpa in the Northwest in Oregon that he sees maybe once a year. And I love that he has Grandma, my mom, in Florida, that he sees maybe once a year. They love him dearly. That is not a question. But not being here, it's very hard for them to have that kind of really close connection with him that I had with my grandparents growing up. My grandparents lived 4 houses down. I spent so much time with them. Some of my best memories are with my grandpa, catching a fish that I didn't want to touch on the dock, or eating Apple Jacks at the island in the kitchen, or pulling off his toupee and screaming my head off because I didn't realize he had a toupee on. I mean, just some of the best memories I have are with my grandparents. So the fact that my son has somebody close that actually, my boyfriend's mother said it the best way, because she was like, because her mother had said, "I'm so happy that you chose to accept him as your grandchild." And she's like, "Nope, he accepted us as his grandparents." And that is so true. And to see how much they get into it with him. I mean, birdhouses and baking, and she's concerned, like, what movies has he seen and not seen? Like, they always just, it makes me so happy, not only because they look forward so much to spending time with him, but he loves spending time with them. And as much as I wish that my mother were closer, or even that my ex's father were closer, and my son could have that strong relationship with them, because I am sad about that, but I love the fact that he has a grandma and grandpa that are close, that he's building those relationships with. That makes me really happy. And I know it makes them very happy too. And then yesterday, the day just kind of got away from us, because we took my son home a little bit later, because my ex had asked for that. And that kind of threw off the entire evening schedule. And then that's how I missed the vlog. So that's been the past week. This week it's work as normal, and then getting ready for the cruise next week, which I don't even remember where we're going. I have been so out of the planning for this cruise, it's not even funny. I just know that I'm going on a cruise, and I'm taking next week off and then the following Monday off, so woohoo. All right, guys, that's it. I hope you're all had a great week. I hope you all have a great week. Check on your friends, make sure they're doing okay. New and old. Especially the old ones that you haven't heard from in a while. Sometimes we have to make the effort to keep those connections. Check on your family, make sure they're doing okay. Especially if you haven't talked to them in a while. I called my mom this week and realized I hadn't talked to her in like 2 weeks, and that was just too long. And check on yourself. I'm doing great. I hope you are too. But if there's something that you need, make sure you're getting it. All right. I love you guys. I will check in with you hopefully next Sunday. I will be at sea, but I believe we'll have internet, so, and hopefully I'll remember. All right. Bye, guys.